The plate shatters 3 inches from Lior's face. Porcelain explodes across marble. Soup drips down the wall behind him, steam rising like ghosts. The dining hall freezes. 30 staff members, 12 guests in designer suits. One trembling Omega boy in a blue kitchen apron stained with grease and fear. Seraphine Vale stands on the upper balcony, diamond nails catching chandelier light. Her silk gown costs more than Lior's entire year's salary. She smiles. "Clumsy," she says. The word floats down like poison. Again, Lior's knees lock. He's 19. He's been here 6 days. He's already broken 3 rules he didn't know existed. The senior manager in the red jacket steps forward. His name is Marcus, and his eyes hold no mercy. He grabs Lior's shoulder, fingers digging through fabric into bone. "Kitchen challenge," Marcus announces. His voice echoes off columns. "Tonight, the Omega proves his worth, or he leaves in a body bag." Gasps ripple through the crowd. Someone drops a glass. It doesn't shatter, it just rolls, spinning until a polished shoe stops it. 3 shadows move in the hallway beyond the dining room doors. Tall, broad, watching. "Hi viewers, kindly tell us where you're watching from and what time it is." Lior's hands shake. He can smell his own sweat mixing with expensive perfume from the guests. His heart slams against ribs that already ache from yesterday's fall. The one Seraphine called an accident after she tripped him on the stairs. "The challenge begins at sundown," Marcus continues. He releases Lior's shoulder but leaves nail marks. Rigged ingredients, biased judges, impossible tasks. He leans close enough that Lior can smell tobacco and malice. "You think you can stand up to her? Let's see how long that spine stays straight." Seraphine descends the staircase. Each step deliberate. Her heels click like countdown timers. The guests whisper. The staff members press against walls, making themselves small, invisible. Everyone knows what happens to people who challenge Seraphine Vale. They disappear. Lior lifts his head anyway. His neck burns from the effort. His vision blurs at the edges, but he keeps his gaze steady. "I'll do it," he says. His voice cracks. He clears his throat, tries again. "I'll do the challenge." Seraphine reaches the bottom step. She tilts her head, studying him like a surgeon studies a body before the first cut. "Oh, sweetheart," she purrs. "You already lost." The 3 shadows in the hallway shift. Someone exhales, low, controlled, dangerous. Marcus grips Lior's wrist, yanks him toward the kitchen doors. The crowd parts. Faces blur past. Some pitying, some eager for blood. Most just relieved they're not the target. Lior stumbles. His shoe catches on marble. He goes down hard, palms slapping stone, pain shooting up both arms. No one helps him up, except a hand appears in his peripheral vision. Strong, scarred knuckles, not extended in kindness, but hovering, waiting. Lior looks up. The shadow has a face now, and everything changes. What do you think happens when an Omega defies the most dangerous woman in the underworld? Drop your predictions below. Morning came 4 hours ago, but Lior didn't sleep. He sits on the edge of his cot in the staff quarters, a basement room he shares with 2 other kitchen workers who haven't spoken to him since the plate incident. The walls smell like mildew and old fear. His phone buzzes. No caller ID. He doesn't answer. He learned that lesson 3 months ago, back when he still thought strangers could be kind. Someone knocks. 3 sharp raps. Lior Hale, a woman's voice, brittle with tension. "Miss Vale wants you upstairs. Now." He pulls on yesterday's clothes. Jeans with a rip at the knee, a shirt that's been washed so many times the collar's fraying. His reflection in the cracked mirror shows shadows under his eyes deep enough to drown in. The hallway stretches longer than it should. Fluorescent lights flicker. His footsteps echo against concrete. At the top of the stairs, 2 guards flank the door. Both alphas, both armed. Neither looks at him. The door opens into chaos. The main kitchen is destroyed. Flour coats every surface like snow after a massacre. Broken eggs drip from countertops. Someone overturned the spice rack, cinnamon and paprika mixing with shattered glass. Seraphine perches on a stool in the center of the destruction, scrolling through her phone. She doesn't look up. "Clean it," she says, "before the challenge. And if you miss a single spot, I'll make sure your disappearance looks like you ran away." She finally lifts her gaze. Nobody searches for runaway omegas, sweetheart. Nobody cares. Lior's stomach clenches. He's heard stories. Omegas who vanished from estates like this one, their families told they'd chosen to leave, their belongings burned, their names erased. He grabs a broom. For 2 hours, he works. His back screams. His fingers blister. The cuts on his palms from yesterday's fall reopen, blood mixing with soapy water. Seraphine watches. Sometimes she laughs. Sometimes she takes photos. At hour 3, Marcus enters. He surveys the kitchen with a critical eye, then crosses his arms. "She wants you broken before sundown," he says quietly. His tone isn't cruel now, it's factual. A man delivering a weather report. "I've seen 30 omegas come through this estate in 5 years. You know how many survived their first month?" Lior doesn't answer. He keeps scrubbing. 4. Marcus continues. "And they all learned the same lesson. Bow or bleed." "I'm not bowing." The words slip out before Lior can stop them. Marcus's expression shifts. Not anger. Something worse. Pity. "Then you'll bleed," he says. He turns toward the door, pauses. The challenge starts in 3 hours. The cooking stations are rigged. The judges are bought. The ingredients are sabotaged. He glances back. "She's not testing your skill, boy. She's testing how much pain you can take before you beg." The door closes. Lior collapses against the counter. His chest heaves. His vision swims. He's back there again. 7 years old, locked in a basement by foster parents who called him worthless, who starved him for days, who told him omegas existed to serve or suffer. He swore he'd never be helpless again. He swore. Footsteps approach from the hallway. Multiple pairs. Heavy. Purposeful. Lior straightens, wipes his face with the back of his hand. The kitchen door swings open. 3 men enter. They move like predators, coordinated, aware, lethal. The air pressure changes. Every instinct Lior has screams danger, but a different kind than Seraphine's cruelty. This danger feels like standing at the edge of a cliff, knowing one step forward means flying or falling, but staying still means slow death. The first man, dark hair, sharp jaw, eyes like frozen lakes, scans the destroyed kitchen. His gaze lands on Lior Hale's. The second, broader, scarred, muscles straining against his shirt, cracks his knuckles. His stare pins Lior like a butterfly to a board. The third, leaner, dangerous in the way stillness before a storm is dangerous, smiles. It doesn't reach his eyes. "You're the new Omega," the first one says. Not a question. Lior nods. His throat's too dry for words. "And you're still here." The man steps closer. "Interesting." Marcus appears behind them, face pale. "Sirs, I didn't know you'd leave." The second man growls. Marcus vanishes. The 3 surround Lior. Not threatening. Not yet. But the space shrinks, oxygen thinning. "What's your name?" The third asks. "Lior." He forces the word out. "Lior Hale." The first man's eyes narrow. "You know who we are?" Lior swallows. "The Triplet Alphas. Raven, Kade, Soren." He points to each in turn, praying he's right. Raven, the first one, nods slowly. "You challenged her." "I didn't mean." "Don't apologize." Kade's voice cuts like a blade. "She's been waiting for someone to break. You didn't." Soren circles behind Lior, forcing him to turn, to divide his attention. "That makes you either very brave or very stupid." "Probably both," Lior admits. Silence stretches. The clock on the wall ticks. Lior counts 7 seconds before Raven speaks again. "The challenge tonight is a trap," he says. "You understand that?" Lior nods. "You're going to lose," Kade adds. Another nod. "And after you lose, Soren murmurs from behind. She'll make an example of you. Lior's hands curl into fists. His nails dig crescents into his palms. Then I'll lose standing up. All three alphas go still. Something shifts in the air. A recognition, an acknowledgement, a crack in whatever wall they've built around themselves. Raven extends his hand. Not for a shake. Just hovering. The same gesture from earlier. The one Lior couldn't process through his panic. If you survive tonight, Raven says quietly, find us. Before Lior can respond, the kitchen door slams open. Marcus stands there, breathing hard, face twisted with fury. He presses his hand on Lior's shoulder, nails digging in, drawing blood through fabric, and leans close enough that his breath scalds Lior's ear. You just signed your death warrant, he whispers. Will Lior survive the rigged challenge? Or has he already lost before it begins? Comment your theories. 2 weeks earlier, Raven Castellian sits in his office at 3 a.m., staring at contracts that blur into meaningless shapes. Numbers, clauses, threats wrapped in legal language. The document on top is his engagement agreement to Seraphine Vale. He hasn't signed it yet. Neither have Kade or Soren. Their father signed for them. The door opens without knocking. Kade enters, shirtless, knuckles wrapped in tape bloodied from the training room. He collapses into the leather chair across from Raven's desk. She threw another tantrum, Kade says. Fired 3 maids, broke a vase worth 30 grand, slapped a guard who looked at her wrong. Raven doesn't look up. And we did nothing. We did nothing, Kade confirms. His jaw ticks. Because if we break the engagement, Dad's enemies release the files. 3,000 employees lose their pensions. 200 families lose their homes. 50 kids lose their college funds. I know. Do you? Kade leans forward. Because I'm about 10 seconds from putting my fist through her face. Consequences be damned. Raven finally meets his brother's eyes. You think I don't want the same thing? The silence between them holds years of frustration, rage, helplessness. Soren appears in the doorway, holding a mug of tea. He's the only one of them who can still sleep, though lately even that's failing. There's a new hire, Soren says. Kitchen staff, Omega, arrived this morning. So, Kade grunts. So, Seraphine's already targeting him. Soren sips his tea. Gave him the worst shifts. Stuck him in the coldest room. Made him carry twice the load of everyone else. Raven's pen stops moving. Why? Because he didn't bow when she entered the room. Soren's smile is humorless. He was carrying a tray. Didn't see her. She decided it was disrespect. Kade snorts. Kid's got a death wish. But Raven's mind is already moving, cataloging, analyzing. An Omega who doesn't bow, who doesn't flinch, who doesn't know enough to be afraid. Keep an eye on him, Raven says. Why? Kade asks. Because if she's targeting him this early, she sees something we don't. 3 days later, Raven sees it too. He's walking past the west corridor when raised voices stop him. He pauses in the shadows, listening. Don't care if you're tired. Miss Vale wants this room spotless. And if I see one speck of dust, I've been cleaning for 6 hours. The second voice is younger, rough with exhaustion. I haven't eaten since yesterday morning. Just give me 10 minutes. You'll get nothing. Omega's like you should be grateful you have a job at all. Raven peers around the corner. Marcus has a slim boy backed against the wall. The new hire, judging by the too big uniform and the fear that hasn't yet calcified into numbness. The boy's hands shake, but his chin stays level. I'll finish, he says quietly. But I'm not doing it because you threatened me. I'm doing it because I said I would. Marcus raises his hand. The boy doesn't flinch. Raven moves before thinking. His presence alone makes Marcus freeze, hand suspended midair. Problem? Raven asks mildly. Marcus drops his arm, takes a step back. No, sir. Just managing the staff. By assault. He was being disrespectful. He was exhausted. Raven's tone doesn't change, but something in it makes Marcus pale. You want to discipline staff, do it through proper channels. Touch him again and I'll discipline you. Marcus stammers an apology, flees. The boy, Lior, Raven remembers now, stares at him with wide eyes. Not gratitude, confusion. Like kindness is a language he forgot how to speak. Thank you, Lior manages. Raven should leave, should maintain distance, should remember that caring about anyone in this house is a liability Seraphine will exploit. Instead, he asks, "When did you last eat?" "Yesterday. Morning. Maybe." Lior sways slightly. "I'm fine. You're not." Raven pulls his phone, sends a text. "Kitchen will send food to your quarters. Eat, sleep. Tomorrow request the morning shift. I'll approve it." "Why?" "Good question." Raven doesn't have a good answer. "Because you didn't flinch," he says finally, and walks away before he can say anything else. Kade notices Lior next, though he doesn't realize it's intentional observation until later. The Omega wanders into the private training hall at dawn. Door left unlocked by accident, probably. He freezes when he sees Kade mid-routine, muscles coiled, sweat dripping, punch driving into the heavy bag with enough force to crack ribs. Most people run. Lior just stands there, watching. Kade stops. "You lost." "Yeah, sorry. Lior turns to leave, hesitates. "Your left foot. You're favoring it." Kade stiffens. "What?" "Your stance. Your left foot. You keep shifting weight to the right." Lior's voice is tentative but certain. "It's throwing off your balance. Makes your punches weaker than they should be." No one comments on Kade's fighting. No one dares. "I got stabbed there 8 months ago," Kade says slowly. "Healed wrong. Doctors couldn't fix it." Lior nods. "My foster dad used to break my ribs. Left side. They healed crooked. I learned to adjust my posture." He demonstrates a subtle shift, a redistribution. "Might work for your foot too." He leaves before Kade can respond. For the next 3 days, Kade adjusts his stance. His punches hit harder. His balance improves. He starts looking for the Omega in crowds, wondering what else those observant eyes have noticed. Soren's encounter is quietest, which makes it loudest. He's in the library at 2 a.m., drinking bourbon, drowning in the weight of a life he didn't choose, when soft footsteps approach. Lior carries a tray tea. Not asked for, but somehow exactly what Soren needs. "Saw your light on," Lior says, sets the tray down, turns to leave. "Stay," Soren hears himself say. Lior hesitates, then sits. Doesn't speak, doesn't ask questions. Just exists, quiet and steady, like a heartbeat in an empty room. They sit in silence for 20 minutes. When Lior finally stands to go, Soren feels lighter. Not happy, not fixed, just less alone. "Thank you," Soren murmurs. Lior nods. "Anytime." He means it. Present day. Kitchen. 3 alphas surrounding 1 omega. Raven remembers the boy who didn't flinch. Kade remembers the boy who saw weakness and offered help instead of mockery. Soren remembers the boy who made silence feel like safety. And Seraphine, watching from her hidden cameras, sees all of it. Her smile sharpens. She picks up her phone, dials. "After tonight," she says into the receiver. "The boy won't be a problem. How far will Seraphine go to destroy the one person who's cracking the triplets' armor? Share your thoughts below." The challenge room smells like ambition and sweat. 20 cooking stations line the hall, each outfitted with stainless steel counters, gas burners, and ingredients arranged in precise rows. Overhead lights blaze hot enough to make skin prickle. The audience, 50 guests in silk and diamonds, fills tiered seating along the walls. Lior stands at Station 7, hands clenched at his sides. Across from him, 9 other kitchen staff members wait. All older, all more experienced, all staring at him with expressions ranging from pity to relief that they're not the target. Seraphine occupies a velvet throne on a raised platform, flanked by 3 judges. 2 local food critics bought with promises of exclusive interviews, one Michelin-starred chef who owes her family a favor. She taps her nails against the armrest. Each click echoes. "Welcome," she announces, voice honey over glass shards. Tonight's challenge is simple. Create a dish worthy of the Castellian name. You have 90 minutes. Judges will eliminate competitors every 20 minutes. Her smile widens. The last one standing earns their place here. Everyone else. She shrugs. Well, there are always other estates hiring. Lior's stomach twists. She's lying. They both know it. This isn't about keeping a job. This is about breaking him in front of witnesses so no one else dares defy her. Marcus appears beside Lior's station, carrying a box of ingredients. He drops it onto the counter hard enough to rattle glass jars. "Your supplies," Marcus says loudly enough for nearby guests to hear. Then quieter, only for Lior, spoiled cream, rancid butter, sugar mixed with salt. "Good luck, Omega." He walks away. Lior opens the box. The smell hits immediately sour, wrong. His ingredients are sabotaged, just like Marcus promised. Around him, other competitors unpack fresh herbs, pristine vegetables, quality meats. The clock starts. 90 minutes. Lior's hands shake as he sorts through his supplies. Half are unusable. The cream's curdled. The butter's green at the edges. The eggs are cracked, yolks broken. He has no recipes memorized. No formal training. Just 3 years working diners where edible was the only standard. Think. He grabs the least damaged ingredients. Flour that seems mostly clean, eggs that might work if he strains them, honey that smells okay. His mind races. Improvise. Survive. Don't give her the satisfaction. The audience murmurs. Cameras flash. Someone laughs. Lior blocks it out. Cracks eggs one-handed, separating yolks from whites. Tests flour for lumps. Sniffs every ingredient twice. 20 minutes pass. First elimination. A judge announces. Station 3, overly ambitious attempt, undercooked protein. You're dismissed. One competitor trudges out, head down. Lior kneads dough, working it harder than necessary, channeling fear into motion. His palms burn. The cuts from yesterday split wider. Blood spots the counter. He doesn't stop. 40 minutes. Second elimination. Station 9. Lack of originality. Overseasoned. 8 left. Lior slides his makeshift creation into the oven. A desperate fusion of breakfast pastry and improvised custard. The only thing he could build from garbage ingredients. It's a gamble. It's probably going to fail. But at least he's trying. 60 minutes. His oven temperature's wrong. Too hot. The pastry's browning too fast, burning at the edges. He yanks open the door, adjusts the dial, and the knob comes off in his hand. Broken. His heart stops. The oven's stuck at maximum heat. His dish is going to char. He has no time to start over. No backup plan. Around him, competitors plate beautiful creations. Garnished, perfect, bought with unspoiled ingredients. Lior stares at his broken equipment, at the smoking oven, at his bleeding hands. This is it. This is how she wins. Then movement in his peripheral vision. A knife skitters across the counter toward him. Not thrown. Placed there. Deliberately. He looks up. Kade stands 10 feet away, arms crossed, expression unreadable. But his eyes are locked on Lior like a promise. Beside him, Raven watches with the intensity of a judge evaluating evidence. And Soren, leaning against the wall, nods once. Lior grabs the knife, slices open the oven door seal, creating ventilation, reduces heat flow, buys himself 3 minutes, pulls the pastry out just before it becomes inedible. Burnt edges, but the center's intact. Salvageable. He plates fast, drizzles honey over the top to hide imperfections. Adds crushed nuts he found in a corner of his ingredient box. Makes it look intentional. The timer buzzes. Time's up, Seraphine calls. Bring your dishes forward. Lior carries his plate to the judge's table. His hands don't shake anymore. Adrenaline's burned through fear. leaving only stubborn determination. The judges taste each dish, murmur, scribble notes. When they reach Lior's creation, all three hesitate. The Michelin chef cuts a piece, chews slowly. His eyebrows rise. This is... He pauses. Interesting. Rough technique, but the flavor combination is unexpectedly sophisticated. And given the quality of ingredients, he glances at Seraphine meaningfully. This shows remarkable creativity. Seraphine's smile freezes. However, the food critic interrupts. Presentation is lacking. Execution is amateur. I'm sorry, but a hand slams onto the judge's table. Everyone jumps. Kade stands there, palm flat against polished wood, eyes blazing. Presentation? His voice could strip paint. The kid had rotten ingredients and broken equipment. He made something edible out of trash. That's not amateur. That's survival. The room goes silent. Raven steps forward, expression cold. You want to talk execution? Talk about how this challenge was rigged from the start. Soren joins them, completing the wall. Someone sabotaged his station. Someone broke his oven. His gaze slides to Marcus. Someone wanted him to fail. The judges pale. Guests whisper frantically. Phones out, recording everything. Seraphine stands, fury bleeding through her composure. This is highly inappropriate. So is assault. Raven cuts her off. So is staging public humiliation. So is threatening staff members with disappearance. The word disappearance hangs in the air like smoke. One of the critics clears his throat nervously. Perhaps we should postpone judging until an investigation. No. Lior's voice surprises everyone, including himself. He steps forward, facing the judges. I don't want postponement. I want you to judge the food. Just the food. Not the circumstances. Not the politics. He meets Seraphine's glare. Because if the dish is good enough, none of the rest matters. The Michelin chef looks at him for a long moment, then cuts another piece, tastes it, closes his eyes. It's good, he says quietly. It's very good. The food critic tastes it, nods reluctantly. I agree. The third judge doesn't taste it, just stares at Seraphine, waiting for instructions. She opens her mouth, and a knife slides across the floor, stopping at her feet. Not thrown violently, placed. A warning. Everyone turns. Kade stands empty-handed now, but his message is clear. Seraphine's lips press into a thin line. She raises her phone, types something, and smiles. Fine, she says sweetly. The Omega advances. For now, relief floods the room. Competitors exhale. Guests applaud nervously, but Lior feels no relief because he saw what Seraphine typed. 2 words before she hit send. Do it. Who did Seraphine just signal, and what's about to happen to Lior? Drop your predictions now. The knife catches overhead light as it falls. Lior sees it in slow motion, blade rotating, handle over edge, arcing toward his wrist where he's bracing against the counter, right where major arteries run close to skin. His body won't move. Fear locks every muscle. Then a hand shoots past his face, palm wrapping around the blade midair. Blood wells immediately, dripping between scarred fingers. Kade doesn't flinch, just holds the knife, staring at Marcus with an expression that promises violence. Oops, Marcus says, tone flat. Slipped. Nobody believes him. The room crystallizes, every guest frozen, every staff member holding their breath, every camera phone capturing the moment a Triplet Alpha caught a blade meant for an Omega's throat. Kade drops the knife, clatters against marble. Blood drips from his palm, steady, rhythmic. You slip a lot around him, Kade says quietly. Too quietly. Plates, knives, broken ovens. Interesting pattern. Marcus shifts his weight, calculating odds, measuring distance to exits. Raven moves into position on Lior's left. Not touching, just present. A wall. Soren completes the triangle on his right. 3 alphas forming a barrier around one trembling omega who still doesn't understand why. Seraphine rises from her throne, heels clicking as she descends. Her smile never wavers, but something feral glints behind it. "You're making a scene," she says lightly, "over an accident." "It wasn't an accident." Raven's voice cuts clean. "And you know it. Do I?" Seraphine tilts her head. "Or are you 3 seeing threats where there's only clumsiness? Perhaps spending too much time worrying about staff members is affecting your judgment." The implication lands like a slap. Guests whisper. Cameras zoom. Someone giggles nervously. Lior wants to disappear, wants to apologize, wants to take back every moment of defiance that led here. But Kade's bleeding hand catches his eye. Blood dripping for him. Pain taken for him. "Why? We're done here," Raven announces. Doesn't ask. States. Challenge is over. Lior advances. Everyone else dismissed. "You don't have authority to..." Seraphine starts. "We're the triplets," Soren interrupts softly. "Dangerous. We have all the authority." Silence stretches. Tension coils. Then Seraphine laughs. Light, airy, completely wrong for the moment. "Of course," she says. "How silly of me. You're absolutely right." She turns to the judges. "Declare the Omega the winner. Give him whatever prize you'd planned. Make it official." The judges scramble to comply, too eager, too quick. Something's wrong. Lior feels it in his gut. The same instinct that kept him alive through 7 foster homes and 3 years on the streets. She's giving up too easily. However, Seraphine continues, examining her nails. "I do hope our winner understands that victories come with responsibilities, expectations, eyes watching his every move." She looks up, gaze locking onto Lior. "After all, it would be terrible if something happened to him after we've invested so much attention." Kade growls. Actually growls. The sound vibrates through the floor. Raven catches his brother's shoulder. "Not here." "Why not?" Kade snaps. "She just threatened him in front of 50 witnesses." "Did I?" Seraphine blinks innocently. "I was merely expressing concern. Surely you don't think I'd harm anyone under this roof. That would be..." She pauses, savoring the word. "Criminal." Lior's vision swims. His knees weaken, the adrenaline's crashing, leaving behind exhaustion so profound he can barely stand. A hand catches his elbow, Soren, steadying him without making it obvious. "He needs medical attention," Soren says. "Look at his hands." Lior glances down. His palms are shredded, cuts from earlier, burns from cooking, blood mixed with flour paste. He hadn't noticed the pain until now. Now it screams. "Of course," Seraphine agrees. "Marcus, escort him to the infirmary." "No." Raven's refusal is immediate. Absolute. "We'll take him." "That's highly unusual." "So is attempted murder with kitchen equipment." Raven doesn't raise his voice. Doesn't need to. "We'll take him. Now." Seraphine's mask slips for half a second. Fury. Pure, distilled rage. Then it's back. The sweet smile, the gentle concern, the perfect fiancé act. "As you wish," she murmurs, pulls out her phone, types something. "I'll let medical staff know to expect you." She hits send. Raven tenses. Kade's jaw clenches. Soren's hand tightens on Lior's elbow. They all know. Whatever message she sent, it wasn't to medical staff. "Can you walk?" Soren asks Lior quietly. Lior nods. Barely. They move as a unit. Triplets surrounding Lior, guiding him toward the exit. Guests part like water. Staff members avert their eyes. Marcus watches from beside Seraphine, phone in hand, typing. They reach the doorway. Safety. Almost. Then Raven stops so abruptly Lior stumbles into his back. "What?" Lior starts. Raven raises one hand. Silence. In the distance, footsteps. Multiple pairs. Heavy boots. Running. Toward them. Kade swears. "She called security." "Not security," Soren corrects, listening. "Wrong cadence. Those are Hunters, Raven finishes. Lior's blood turns to ice. Hunters, the underworld's enforcers. The ones hired to retrieve Omegas who breach contracts or violate agreements. The ones who leave no witnesses. Why would she? Lior's voice breaks. I didn't do anything. You made us notice you, Kade says grimly. That's enough. The footsteps grow louder, closer. Raven pulls Lior behind him, shifting into a protective stance Lior recognizes from every nature documentary he's ever seen. Alpha defending vulnerable pack member. But he's not pack. He's just staff. Just an Omega who bumped into the wrong person on his first day. You should let me go, Lior whispers. This isn't worth. Shut up, Kade interrupts. Not cruel. Matter of fact. You're under our protection now. That means something. Why? Lior demands. You don't know me. You don't owe me anything. Why risk? Soren turns, meets Lior's eyes. Because you didn't flinch when Marcus tried to hit you. Because you pointed out Kade's weakness and offered help instead of using it against him. Because you brought me tea without asking for anything in return. His voice drops. Because in 2 weeks, you showed us more humanity than she has in 6 months. The footsteps reach the corridor. Shadows appear around the corner. For men, armed, ice cold. The lead hunter stops 10 feet away, gaze locking onto Lior. We're here for the Omega, he says. Miss Vale's orders. Raven doesn't move. He's under Castellian protection. Miss Vale is your fiancée. That makes her orders equivalent to yours. No, Raven says softly. It doesn't. The hunter's expression hardens. Don't make this difficult. Kade cracks his knuckles. Blood from his palm smears across his fingers. Too late. Beside Lior's head, Soren whispers so only he can hear. When this starts, run. Don't look back. Third door on the left leads to the service stairs. Go to the east wing, room 347. Lock the door. We'll find you. I can't just. You can. You will. Soren's hand briefly squeezes Lior's shoulder. Trust us. The lead hunter reaches for his weapon. Raven leans toward the senior manager lurking behind the hunters and murmurs, just loud enough for Lior to catch. One more stunt, and you'll lose more than a job. Marcus's response is barely a movement, a subtle gesture toward someone Lior can't see. A hidden accomplice. The lights cut out. Chaos erupts. What happens when the triplets fight hunters in the dark to protect one Omega? Will Lior escape or become collateral damage? Comment below. Glass shatters somewhere in the darkness. Lior runs blind, hands stretched forward, fingers scraping against wallpaper. Behind him, grunts, impacts, bodies hitting floor. Kade's roar cuts through the chaos like a chainsaw through bone. Third door on the left. Soren said third door. Lior counts. 1, 2, 3. His palm slaps wood. He fumbles for the handle, twists, stumbles through, slams it shut behind him. The service stairs smell like cleaning chemicals and old concrete. Emergency lights glow red at each landing, barely enough to see 3 steps ahead. He descends. Fast. Too fast. His foot catches air, and he's falling, shoulder crashing into the railing, pain exploding up his arm. Keep moving. East wing. Room 347. He bursts through the stairwell door into a corridor he's never seen. Wider than staff areas, carpeted in deep burgundy, lined with paintings that probably cost more than his life. Room numbers blur past. 320. 328. 335. Footsteps echo from somewhere above. Or below. Sound bounces weird in this maze of wealth and marble. The door's locked. Of course it is. Lior jiggles the handle, panic rising. Behind him, the footsteps grow louder, closer. He presses his forehead against the wood, breath coming in gasps. This is it. This is where they find him. Where whatever Seraphine planned finally. The door opens. Lior stumbles forward into darkness. A hand catches his collar, yanks him inside, slams the door. Lock clicks. Chain slides. Deadbolt thuds. Then silence. Lior's back hits a wall. His chest heaves. His vision swims with spots. Breathe. A woman's voice, older, firm. In through your nose, out through your mouth. You're safe. I'm not. Lior chokes on the words. They're coming. They won't find you here. A lamp clicks on, casting warm light across a sitting room furnished with leather chairs and bookshelves. The woman stands by the door, dark skin, silver-streaked hair pulled back, wearing a housekeeper's uniform. Her eyes are kind but sharp. This room's off the security grid. Miss Vale doesn't know it exists. Who are you? Delilah, head housekeeper. Been with the Castellians since before the triplets were born. She moves to a mini fridge, pulls out a water bottle, tosses it to Lior. Drink. You look like death. Lior catches it clumsily, nearly drops it. His hands won't stop shaking. Why are you helping me? Because those boys finally found someone worth protecting. Delilah settles into a chair, studying him. And because I'm tired of watching that girl destroy everything she touches. She's going to kill me. The words spill out truth he's been avoiding. Tonight, tomorrow, soon. She's not going to stop. No, Delilah agrees. She won't. Lior's laugh sounds broken. That's supposed to comfort me? Truth's better than false hope. Delilah leans forward. But here's another truth. You've got 3 alphas who just declared war on their fiancée for you. That's not nothing. That's insane. They barely know me. They know enough. Delilah's expression softens. I've watched those boys suffer for 6 months. Watched them swallow rage and humiliation because they thought enduring was strength. Then you showed up and reminded them what actual courage looks like. Lior stares at his ruined hands. Blood dried under nails. Burns across palms. Evidence of every mistake, every moment of defiance that led here. I didn't mean to cause problems, he whispers. Yes, you did. Delilah's smile is sad. You walked into a house built on fear and refused to be afraid. That's the most dangerous thing you could have done. Footsteps pound past the door. Multiple sets. Running. Both of them freeze. The footsteps fade. Lior exhales shakily. How long do I hide here? Until the triplets come for you. Could be an hour. Could be dawn. Delilah stands, moves to a cabinet, pulls out first aid supplies. Let me see those hands. She works efficiently, cleaning burns, bandaging cuts, wrapping gauze. Her touch is gentle, practiced. Lior closes his eyes, fighting tears he refuses to shed. My foster mom used to do this, he says quietly. The third one, before she decided omegas were too expensive to keep. Delilah's hands pause. How many foster homes? 7. How many were kind? 1. Lior opens his eyes. For 3 months. Then her husband lost his job, and I was the first expense cut. I'm sorry. Everyone's sorry. Nobody keeps me. The bitterness surprises him. He didn't know it was there, pooled beneath everything else. That's just how it works. I'm used to it. Those boys will keep you, Delilah says firmly. They can't. Their father controls them through some contract. Seraphine has leverage. They're trapped. We're trapped. Delilah finishes bandaging, sits back. Until you gave them a reason to break free. Before Lior can respond, his phone buzzes. Unknown number. He stares at it. Doesn't want to answer. Knows he has to. Swipes to accept. Lifts it to his ear. Hello. Heavy breathing. Then a voice. Distorted. Mechanical. Wrong. Hiding won't save you, Omega. We know every room. Every corridor. Every exit. Pause. And we know what you're worth to them now. The line goes dead. Lior drops the phone. It hits carpet without sound. Delilah's face drains of color. They shouldn't have been able to call you. This room's shielded. They found me anyway. Lior stands, legs unsteady. I have to leave. If they track me here, you'll... The door explodes inward. Not kicked. Not unlocked. Blown open with enough force to rip hinges from frame. 3 figures fill the doorway. Not hunters. Worse. Men in tactical gear, faces covered, weapons drawn. Professional, efficient. The kind Seraphine would hire when she wanted something done right. The lead 1 points at Lior. Target acquired. Delilah moves faster than her age should allow, positioning herself between Lior and the men. You'll go through me first, if you insist. The man raises his weapon. A window shatters behind them. Everyone spins. Kade lands in the center of the room, glass shards glittering in his hair, fury carved into every line of his body. Blood covers his knuckles, not his own. Wrong answer, he growls. What happens when an alpha fights trained mercenaries in close quarters? Will Lior escape the room alive? Drop your theories. Kade moves like violence given form. First mercenary goes down with a crushed windpipe before he can fire. Second catches an elbow to the temple, drops like a stone. Third manages to pull his trigger, but Raven's already there, hand deflecting the barrel. The shot goes wide, embedding in ceiling. Raven's counterstrike breaks the man's wrist. Clean, surgical. Soren appears in the destroyed doorway, surveying the room with cold calculation. His gaze lands on Lior, does a quick assessment, alive, terrified, relatively intact. Clear the hall, he orders. More footsteps thunder from both directions. Reinforcements. Too many. Delilah grabs Lior's arm. Servant's passage. Behind the bookshelf. She pulls a hidden lever. The bookshelf swings outward, revealing a narrow corridor lit by battery-powered lanterns. Go! Kade shouts, blocking the doorway as more mercenaries flood in. Lior hesitates. I can't just move. Raven snaps, dodging a knife thrust. Now! Delilah shoves Lior into the passage. Soren follows, turning back only to meet Raven's eyes. Some silent communication passes between them, years of being one soul in 3 bodies distilled into a single glance. Soren nods, pulls the bookshelf closed. The last thing Lior sees is Kade's fist connecting with a mercenary's jaw, and Raven's cold smile as he disarms another. Then darkness, stone walls, silence broken only by their gasping breaths. This way, Delilah produces a flashlight, leads them deeper. Passages run through the whole estate, built during Prohibition for smuggling. The triplets' grandfather was entrepreneurial. They move fast, shoes scuffing against ancient stone. The air tastes stale, thick with decades of secrets. Where does this lead? Soren asks. Multiple exits, gardens, wine cellar, garage. Delilah glances back. Where do you need to go? Somewhere Seraphine can't follow. Soren's jaw tightens. Somewhere we can regroup without her father's lawyers breathing down our necks. The old safe house, Delilah suggests. 20 miles north. Your grandfather's hunting lodge. It's still under Castellian name, but not listed in any active property records. She'll find it eventually. Eventually gives you time. Delilah stops at a junction, considers 3 branching paths. Time to plan, time to move assets, time to break whatever contract she's holding over you. Lior's been silent, mind spinning. Now he speaks. The contract, what does it actually say? Soren looks at him. That if we break the engagement, her family releases evidence of irregularities in our business operations, tax fraud, money laundering, labor violations, enough to destroy 3,000 employees' lives. Is the evidence real? Some of it. Our father wasn't always careful. Soren's expression hardens. But most is fabricated. Doesn't matter. In court, mud sticks. People lose jobs while lawyers argue details. So you stayed engaged to protect them. Yes, that's... Lior searches for words. That's the stupidest, most selfless thing I've ever heard. Soren's lips twitch, almost a smile. Stupidity and selflessness often overlap. Behind them, muffled explosions. Shouting, the sound of the battle reaching their hidden passage. They're getting close, Delilah warns. We need to move faster. They run now, really run. Lior's lungs burn. His legs scream. The bandages on his hands come loose, leaving blood trails on stone walls. The passage opens into a wine cellar, racks of bottles stretching into shadows, temperature controlled, absurdly peaceful compared to the chaos above. Through there, Delilah points to a metal door marked emergency exit. Leads to the north gardens. From there, you can reach the garage without crossing main halls. You're not coming? Lior asks. Someone needs to stall them. Buy you time. Delilah meets his eyes. Besides, I'm old. Fast running's for the young. They'll hurt you, child. I've survived 40 years in this house. I can survive one angry girl. She squeezes his shoulder. Now go. And Lior, don't waste the chance they're giving you. Soren opens the metal door. Night air rushes in cold and sharp. They slip into the gardens. Hedges tower around them, shaped into geometric patterns. Moonlight casts everything in silver and shadow. Footsteps crunch on gravel. Flashlight beams sweep the area. Soren pulls Lior down behind a marble fountain. They crouch, barely breathing. 3 guards pass within 10 feet. Radio static crackles. North sector clear. Moving to east perimeter. The guards leave. Silence returns. Garage is 200 yards, Soren whispers. Stay low. Stay quiet. If I tell you to run, you run. Understood. Lior nods. They move from hedge to hedge, shadow to shadow. Soren leads with the confidence of someone who grew up here, knows every angle, every hiding spot. Halfway across the lawn, Lior's phone buzzes again. He freezes. Soren curses. The screen glows. Unknown number. Again. Don't answer it, Soren warns. But Lior's already accepting the call. Some instinct telling him he needs to know. He lifts it to his ear. Run all you want, Omega. The distorted voice sounds amused. We're not after you anymore. What? Change of plans. Miss Vale decided you're more useful as bait. Pause. So we took something you'll trade yourself for. Ice floods Lior's veins. Who? The housekeeper. Delilah, I believe. Sweet old woman. Shame what's about to happen to her. The line goes dead. Lior stares at the phone. Soren. At the mansion looming behind them, lit up like a nightmare castle. They have Delilah, he says numbly. Soren's expression shifts through a dozen emotions. Rage, calculation, resignation. We can't go back, he says finally. It's a trap. She helped us. She's there because of me. She knew the risks. I don't care. Lior's shout echoes across the garden. He clamps his mouth shut, but damage is done. Guards will have heard. Soren grabs his arm. Listen to me. If we go back, we die. All of us, including her. And if we don't, she dies alone. Lior yanks free. I've spent my whole life being the one people abandon. I'm not doing it to someone else. This isn't about abandonment. Yes, it is. Lior's voice breaks. It's always about abandonment. And I'm done. I'm done being the reason people suffer. I'm done hiding while others fight my battles. You're one Omega against a small army. Then I'll lose. But at least I'll lose trying. Lior turns back toward the mansion. Starts walking. Soren catches up in 3 strides. You're insane. Probably. This will get you killed. Maybe. Raven and Kade will never forgive me if I let you do this. Then come with me. Soren stares at him. At this stubborn, broken, impossibly brave Omega who's appending everything they thought they knew about strength. You're going to be the death of us, Soren mutters. Hopefully not. They walk back toward the mansion together. Toward the trap. Toward whatever Seraphine has planned. Behind them, the garage and escape route fade into darkness. Ahead, every window blazes with light. Shadows move inside, hunters, mercenaries, staff held hostage by fear. They reach the main entrance. The doors stand open, inviting. Soren pulls his phone. I'm calling Raven and Kade. No time, Lior says. We need backup. The doors slam shut. Lock clicks echo. From speakers hidden throughout the grounds, Seraphine's voice rings out, sugar sweet and poisonous. Welcome back, darling Omega. I knew you'd come. Will Lior sacrifice himself to save Delilah? Or is there a way to save them both? What's Seraphine's real endgame? Share your thoughts below. Every light in the mansion dies simultaneously. Then spotlights blaze, theatrical, deliberate, illuminating the grand entrance hall like a stage. And at the center, throne-like in her velvet chair, sits Seraphine. Delilah kneels beside her, hands zip-tied, blood trickling from her temple. Lior's vision narrows. Red edges creep in. There you are. Seraphine's smile could cut diamond. I was beginning to think you didn't care about the help. Let her go, Lior says. His voice doesn't shake. Interesting. Your problems with me. Oh, sweetheart, my problem's never been with you. Seraphine stands, circling Delilah like a shark. You're just a convenient trigger, a way to reveal what's really happening here. Soren tenses beside Lior. And what's that? The triplets are weak. Seraphine spits the word. Soft. Distracted by a worthless Omega when they should be focused on building an empire. My empire. Our empire. Soren corrects coldly. Yours. Seraphine laughs. You three dare defy your father's contract for a kitchen boy? You're pathetic. The crowd emerges from shadows. Guests who never left, staff forced to watch, mercenaries positioned at every exit. All eyes on the drama, all phones recording. Seraphine's playing to an audience, making this public, permanent. Here's how this ends, she announces. The Omega kneels, apologizes, begs for mercy in front of everyone. She produces a knife, small, decorative, razor sharp. Then I decide if he lives. Gasps ripple through the crowd. Lior's legs move forward. Soren's hand shoots out, stopping him. Don't, Soren warns. She'll kill Delilah if I don't. She'll kill you both regardless. Maybe. Lior pulls free. But I'm tired of watching other people bleed for me. He walks forward. Each step deliberate. Audience members shrink back, creating a path. Seraphine's smile widens. Victory in her eyes. Lior stops 5 feet from Delilah. Meets the older woman's gaze. She shakes her head minutely. Don't do this. He does it anyway. You want me to kneel? He says clearly, loudly. For the cameras. For the witnesses. Fine. I'll kneel. He starts to lower himself. Wait. Raven's voice cuts through the hall like a blade. Everyone turns. The crowd parts. Raven and Kade stand in the main entrance, bloodied but unbroken. Behind them, 24 Castellian security guards fan out. Not the mercenaries, the actual loyal employees. This engagement is over, Raven says flatly. Effective immediately. Seraphine's expression twists. You can't. The contract. We just did. Kade's grin is feral. And you know what happens next. My family will destroy you. Seraphine shrieks, composure shattering. 3,000 employees will lose everything. You'll be responsible for ruining thousands of lives. No, Raven says quietly. We won't. He pulls out a folder. Thick, official. Throws it at Seraphine's feet. That's every piece of evidence your family claimed to have. We've spent 6 months tracking down the originals, proving which documents were fabricated, building countercases. Raven's voice could freeze hell. As of 1 hour ago, your family's blackmail is worthless. The evidence is inadmissible. The charges are dismissed. And you have nothing. Seraphine stares at the folder. Her hands shake. Impossible, she whispers. We're the Castellians, Kade growls. We don't lose. But you tolerated me. You let me humiliate you. You stayed quiet. We bought time, Soren says, joining his brothers. Let you think you won, while we systematically destroyed every leverage point you had. The realization crashes over Seraphine's face. 6 months of cruelty. 6 months of thinking she held power. All for nothing. You used me, she breathes. You used us first, Raven counters. We just did it better. Seraphine's composure implodes. She screams, raw, primal, and lunges for Lior with the knife. Kade intercepts, catches her wrist mid-strike, squeezes until she drops the weapon. "Touch him," Kade says softly, "and you'll regret every breath you take after." Security guards move in. Seraphine struggles, screaming threats, promises of revenge, legal action, family retribution. Nobody listens. They escort her out, dragging, kicking, voice fading into the night. Silence falls. Lior stands frozen. Can't process, can't breathe. Delilah's zip ties are cut. Medical staff rush to check her injuries. She waves them off, pushes through the crowd toward Lior. "Stubborn boy," she mutters, pulling him into a hug. "Could have gotten yourself killed." "You too," Lior manages. "Yes, well, old habits." She releases him, studies his face. "You okay?" "I don't know." Honest answer. Only answer he has. The triplets approach. The crowd watches, murmuring, phone cameras capturing everything. Raven stops in front of Lior. "We need to talk. About why you walked back into a trap. About why you risked your life for a housekeeper you barely know. About why," Raven's voice catches, "about why you made us remember what it means to care about something beyond contracts and obligations." Lior's laugh sounds broken. "You three are insane." "Probably," Soren agrees. "Definitely," Kade adds. "But we're your kind of insane now," Raven finishes. Before Lior can respond, his phone buzzes. Different tone. Emergency alert. Everyone's phones buzz simultaneously. The alert spreads through the crowd like wildfire. Lior reads the message. His blood turns to ice. "What?" Raven demands. "What is it?" Lior turns the phone around, shows them the screen. Security breach, lower levels, unauthorized entry, multiple hostiles, and a single line of text. "Bring me the Omega boy, or everyone here dies." Who's breaching the mansion, and why do they want Lior? Is this connected to Seraphine, or something worse? Comment your predictions. Red emergency lights bathe everything in blood. Alarms scream through speakers. Staff members scatter, panicking, flooding exits. Guards shout conflicting orders. Chaos swallows the mansion whole. Raven grabs Lior's arm. "Who wants you?" "I don't know." "Think," Kade snarls. "Someone's hunting you specifically." "Who? Why?" Lior's mind races. Foster families? No, they forgot him years ago. Street enemies? Nobody cared enough to follow. Omega traffickers? Possible, but his phone lights up. Incoming call. Unknown number. Third time tonight. He answers, lifts it to his ear. "Hello, Lior." A woman's voice this time. Not distorted. Familiar. Horribly familiar. "No," Lior whispers. "Yes." The voice sharpens with satisfaction. "Did you think you could disappear? That I just forget about my investment. You're dead." "They told me you were dead." "I'm very much alive, sweetheart. And I'm here to collect what you owe me." The call ends. Lior drops the phone. His legs give out. Soren catches him before he hits marble. "Who was that?" Soren demands. "My fourth foster mother." Lior's voice sounds distant, disconnected. "The one who sold me." "Sold you?" "To traffickers. When I was 14. I escaped before they could." He can't finish the sentence. "She reported me as a runaway, collected insurance money. I thought she moved on." Raven's expression goes arctic. "She's here for you. She's here for money." Lior's laugh tastes like ash. "I'm worth more now. An Omega who caught the triplets' attention? She probably thinks she can ransom me." Explosion rocks the east wing. Windows shatter. Smoke billows. Guards' radios crackle. They've breached the lower hall. Repeat. Hostiles in the lower hall. We need static. Screaming. Silence. Kade swears viciously. "How many?" "Unknown," a nearby guard reports. "But they're armed. Professional. And they're not here for money." "Then what?" Soren asks. The guard's face pales. They're killing everyone who tries to stop them. Guests stampede toward exits. Staff members hide behind furniture. The carefully controlled world of the Castellian estate dissolves into primal terror. Delilah pushes through the crowd, blood still dripping from her temple. The panic room, third sublevel. It's reinforced, off-grid. You can lock yourselves in and trap ourselves? Kade shakes his head. No, we fight. You fight, Raven corrects, pulling a gun from the guard's holster. Soren and I get Lior somewhere safe. Like hell. That's an order. Raven's tone brooks no argument. Someone needs to protect the estate. Someone needs to protect him. We split up. Kade wants to argue. His whole body radiates resistance. But he nods. Don't die, he tells his brothers. You either. They split. Kade and half the guards toward the breach. Raven, Soren, and Lior toward the back corridors. More explosions. Closer now. The intruders are moving fast, systematically destroying defensive positions. They reach a service elevator. Soren jams his key into the emergency override. The doors open. They pile inside. Sublevel 3, Raven orders. The elevator descends. Seconds stretch like hours. Lior's shaking won't stop. His teeth chatter. Memories claw up his throat. Being 14, bound in a van, men discussing his value, knowing nobody would search for him. Breathe, Soren says quietly. I can't. She's here. She's going to die. Raven's voice cuts through panic. I promise you that. The elevator stops. Doors open onto a dimly lit corridor lined with reinforced doors. They move fast. Third door on the right. Raven enters the code. Heavy locks disengage. The panic room is small. 12 by 12. Walls lined with supplies. Monitors showing security feeds throughout the estate. On the screens, chaos unfolds. Guards fighting. Intruders advancing. Bodies dropping. And at the center of it all, visible on the main hall camera, a woman. Mid-40s. Blonde hair, cold eyes, expensive clothes. Lior's fourth foster mother. The one who sold him. She speaks into a megaphone, voice echoing through the mansion's PA system. Lior Hale, I know you're hiding. I know they're protecting you. She smiles at a camera. But here's the thing, sweetheart. I brought friends. Lots of friends. And they're very motivated. Behind her, 20 armed men fan out. Professional, military-grade equipment. Not random thugs. So here's the deal, she continues. You have 10 minutes to present yourself in the main hall, alone, or I start executing staff members. One every minute after that. She checks her watch. Your choice, darling. 10 minutes. The PA cuts off. Raven and Soren exchange glances, calculating, planning. We can fortify here, Soren says. Wait for police. She'll kill them, Lior interrupts. She's not bluffing. She never bluffs. We don't negotiate with terrorists. They're not terrorists. They're people she hired specifically to retrieve me. Lior stands. This is my fault. Let me end it. Absolutely not. Raven blocks the door. You walk out there, you die. I walk out there. Everyone else lives. That's not acceptable. Why? Lior's voice rises. Why do I matter more than 30 staff members who've done nothing wrong? Because Raven stops, struggles with words. Because you matter to us. The admission hangs in the air. On the monitors, the woman checks her watch again. 9 minutes, she announces cheerfully. A staff member, young, terrified, crying, is dragged into frame. Let's make this real, the woman says. She draws a pistol, points it at the staff member's head. Lior's decision crystallizes. He moves fast, grabs a fire extinguisher from the wall, swings it at Raven's head. Not hard enough to cause real damage, just enough to stun. Raven stumbles. Soren lunges for Lior. Too slow. Lior's out the door, running, hitting the elevator call button. Soren reaches him just as the doors open, grabs his arm. Please, Lior begs. Please let me do this. It's the only way. There's always another way. Not this time. Lior's eyes fill with tears. You three showed me what it means to be protected, to matter, to belong. His voice breaks. Now let me show you what I learned. Let me protect the people who need it. The woman's voice echoes through PA. 8 minutes. Soren's grip loosens, not releasing, just wavering. If you do this, Soren says quietly, if you walk out there, we'll come for you. We'll tear this building apart. We'll kill everyone between us and you. I know. Lior smiles sadly. That's why I'm asking you to wait. Give me 5 minutes. Let me try talking first. And if talking fails, then burn it all down. Soren releases him. Lior steps into the elevator, presses the button for the main level. The doors close on Soren's anguished expression. The elevator rises. Each floor a countdown. Each second a choice he can't take back. The doors open on the main hall. 20 guns swivel toward him. Lior walks forward, hands raised, alone. His foster mother's smile widens. There's my boy, she coos. I knew you'd see reason. She nods to her men. They surround Lior. Hands grab his arms, forcing them behind his back. Zip ties cut into wrists. You know what happens now? His foster mother asks. Lior meets her eyes. You tell me. Now we take you somewhere quiet, somewhere without witnesses. She strokes his cheek. He flinches, and we discuss exactly how much you're worth to the Castellian triplets. I'm thinking millions. They won't pay. Oh, sweetheart. Her laugh is cruel. They'll pay, because if they don't, I'll send them pieces of you until they do. She turns to her men. Get him to the van. We're leaving in. The lights die. Backup generators kick in. Red emergency lighting bathing everything in crimson. And from the shadows, 3 shapes emerge. Raven, Kade, Soren, weapons drawn, faces carved from rage. You're not taking him anywhere, Raven says quietly. The foster mother laughs. 20 armed men versus 3 alphas? Those are terrible odds. For you, Kade agrees. The fight erupts. Will the triplets rescue Lior before his foster mother escapes? Or will they be too late? Who survives the bloodbath? Drop your final predictions before the conclusion. Gunfire splits the air. Lior hits the floor, zip ties cutting deeper as he rolls behind a marble column. Around him, chaos. Bodies moving too fast to track. Muzzle flashes. Screaming. Kade fights like a hurricane, each movement precise devastation. 3 men down before they can aim. 4, 5. Raven moves like death itself, calculated, efficient, no wasted motion. Disarming, disabling, killing when necessary. Soren flanks left, drawing fire away from Lior, protecting him even while fighting for his own life. But 20 against 3 is still 20 against 3. Lior sees it before anyone else. A mercenary circling behind Raven, rifle raised, finger on the trigger. No time to shout. Lior throws himself sideways, shoulder checking the column hard enough to shift it. The marble base scrapes across floor, creating noise. Raven spins, sees the threat, drops. The bullet passes where his head was. He shoots the mercenary twice. Center mass. The man falls, but now Raven's exposed. 3 more mercenaries have clear shots. Kade roars, charging through the line of fire, taking a bullet to the shoulder. Doesn't slow. Crashes into the mercenaries like a battering ram. 8 mercenaries down, 12 remaining. The odds shift. Slowly, bloodily. Lior's foster mother screams orders, backing toward the exit. Kill them. Kill all of them. The Omega's worthless if they're dead. Soren reaches Lior, cuts the zip ties with a knife. Can you move? Yes. Then move. East exit. Now. I'm not leaving. You're the only thing keeping them focused. They go where you go. Soren's eyes are desperate. Lead them away from the staff. Please. Lior understands. Nods. He runs. 10 mercenaries peel off to follow. The foster mother's shrieks echo behind him. Lior leads them through corridors he barely knows, trusting instinct, fear, adrenaline. Behind him, footsteps, shouts, shots that chip marble and shatter glass. He bursts into the gardens. Night air slaps his face. His lungs burn. The mercenaries gain ground. They're trained. He's not. This ends one way. Lior spins, facing them. 10 rifles aimed at his chest. Alive! The foster mother screams, catching up, breathless. I want him alive. The mercenaries adjust aim. Legs instead of torso. Non-lethal shots. Lior closes his eyes, counts heartbeats, waits for pain. An engine roars. Headlights blaze across the garden. A car crashes through the hedge. Delilah behind the wheel, face set in grim determination. She doesn't slow, doesn't swerve. The mercenaries scatter. Too slow, the car clips them, sending bodies flying. Delilah skids to a stop beside Lior. Get in. He dives into the passenger seat. She guns the engine. They're gone before the remaining mercenaries can regroup. How did you? Someone needed to cover your foolish heroics. Delilah's knuckles are white on the wheel, and I'm tired of watching children fight battles alone. They race through the estate grounds. Behind them, headlights follow. 3 vehicles. Mercenaries regrouping, pursuing. Where are we going? Lior asks. Anywhere but here. They hit the main road. Delilah pushes 80, 90, 100. The old sedan rattles, protesting, holding together through sheer stubborn will. Lior glances back. The pursuing vehicles gain. They're faster. I know. Delilah, trust me. Ahead, red and blue lights flash. Police cars, dozens, blocking the road. Delilah slows, stops, raises her hands. The pursuing vehicles slam brakes, turn, flee in opposite directions. Too late. More police cars cut them off. Mercenaries pour out, weapons raised. Drop them. Amplified voices boom. Drop your weapons now. For a long moment, nobody moves. Then guns hit pavement. Hands raise. Mercenaries surrender. Police swarm. Arrests happen fast, efficient. An officer approaches Delilah's window. She rolls it down. Ma'am, we got an anonymous tip about armed intruders at the Castellian estate. Not anonymous, Delilah interrupts. I called 2 hours ago, told you everything. You finally decided to show up. The officer has the grace to look embarrassed. We needed to verify, while people died. Yes, excellent work. Delilah's voice could freeze nitrogen. Now get back there. There are still mercenaries in that building. Police peel off. Sirens wailing, racing toward the estate. Delilah slumps in her seat, suddenly looking every one of her 60 years. Is it over? Lior asks quietly. For now. And her? She'll go to prison. Trafficking charges. Attempted kidnapping. Murder. Delilah's smile is grim. She won't see daylight for decades. Lior should feel relief. Victory. Something. Instead, he's empty, hollowed out. Too many emotions crashed through him tonight. Nothing left. The triplets are fine. I got a text before the police arrived. Injured, but alive. Delilah squeezes his hand. They're worried about you. I led armed mercenaries through their home. You saved staff members' lives by drawing fire away. I caused all this. No. Delilah's grip tightens. She caused this. Seraphine caused this. Evil causes evil. You were just a target. Being a target isn't a crime, but it feels like one. Feels like every foster home, every rejection, every time someone looked at him and saw burden instead of person. What happens now? He whispers. Now? Delilah starts the car again. Now I drive you somewhere safe. You rest. Tomorrow you decide what comes next. They drive in silence back toward the estate. Police have cordoned off the area. Ambulances line the driveway. Medics work on the injured. Lior sees them immediately. 3 figures surrounded by EMTs, arguing, trying to push past officers. Raven's suit jacket is shredded. Kade's shoulder is bandaged. blood seeping through. Soren has a gash across his forehead, dried blood crusting his face. All three look like death barely avoided. And when they see Lior climbing out of Delilah's car, their expressions shift. Relief so profound it's almost painful. They move as one unit. Police try to stop them. They ignore every order. Reach Lior. Surround him, creating that same protective triangle from earlier. Are you hurt? Raven demands. Did they touch you? Kade adds. Say something, Soren pleads. Lior's voice cracks. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I should've. Don't. Raven's hand cups his face. Gentle. Impossibly gentle for someone who killed 7 men tonight. Don't apologize for being brave. I was stupid. You were selfless, Soren corrects. You could have died. So could you, Kade growls. And that's not acceptable. Ever. Understood. Lior's tears finally break free. Months of holding together, holding back, holding on. All of it crashes out in gasping sobs he can't control. The triplets hold him. 3 bodies forming a shelter around one breaking Omega. Police talk. Medics insist on examinations. Delilah gives statements. The world keeps moving. But in this small circle, time pauses. What happens now? Lior asks when he can breathe again. Now, Raven says quietly, we rebuild. The estate, our family, everything that was broken. And you, Soren adds, you stay, if you want. Stay, with us. Kade's voice is rough. Officially, permanently, no more hiding in staff quarters. No more being treated like you're disposable. Lior pulls back, studying their faces, looking for lies, conditions, eventual betrayals. Finds only exhausted sincerity. You don't even know me. We know enough, Raven says. You risked everything. So did you, Soren counters. Multiple times. For people you barely knew. That tells us everything we need to know. Lior wants to argue. Wants to point out all the ways this is insane, impossible, destined to fail. But he's so tired of being alone. Okay, he whispers. Okay. The word feels like jumping off a cliff. Feels like flying. An officer approaches. Sirs, we need statements from all of you. And he hesitates. There's someone asking for the Omega boy specifically. Everyone tenses. Who? Kade demands. Says her name is Seraphine Vale. She's in custody, but she's demanding to speak with him before she'll cooperate. The triplets move to block Lior from view. Absolutely not, Raven says, but Lior steps forward. I'll talk to her. Lior. She can't hurt me anymore. He sounds more confident than he feels. Let me hear what she has to say. Then it's done. They don't like it. Every line of their bodies radiates protest. But they nod. Officers lead Lior to a police car where Seraphine sits, cuffed, mascara streaked, looking nothing like the perfect fiancée from earlier. An officer opens the door. Seraphine glares up at Lior. Satisfied? She hisses. You destroyed everything. You destroyed yourself, Lior says quietly. I just refuse to break. They'll get bored of you, find someone new, throw you away like garbage. Her smile is vicious. You're not special. You're just convenient. Lior expects the words to hurt, to find that soft, wounded place and dig in. Instead, he feels nothing. Pity, maybe. You're probably right, he admits. Maybe they will get bored. Maybe I'll end up alone again. He meets her eyes. But at least I'll know I tried. At least I'll know I mattered, even briefly. That's more than you'll ever have. He turns away, doesn't wait for her response. Walks back to where the triplets wait, silhouetted against emergency lights, looking like 3 avenging angels who fell to earth and decided to stay. They see him coming, open their circle, welcome him in, and for the first time in 19 years, Lior feels like he's home. Above them, the mansion still smolders. Smoke rises into the night sky. Tomorrow will bring investigations, reporters, lawyers, repairs. But tonight, in this moment, surrounded by people who fought armies for him. Tonight, he's safe. The voice crackles through speakers one last time. Not Seraphine, not his foster mother, but someone new, unknown, threatening. Bring me the Omega boy, or everyone here dies. The message repeats, echoes, fades. The triplets step in front of Lior as one. 3 bodies, 1 instinct, protect. The screen cuts to black. The battle for Lior's safety isn't over. It's only beginning. Who's the new threat? What do they want with him? And how far will the triplets go to protect the Omega who changed everything? Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next chapter of this epic story. Drop your theories in the comments below and inspire others with your thoughts. Every comment, every share, every word of support helps us bring you stories that matter. Stories about courage, belonging, and fighting for the people who make life worth living. Thank you for being here. Thank you for caring. See you in the next one.